I know you had a few amateur fights with guys like Chris Colbert, Edgar Berlanga, guys that are really known in the pros right now. So kind of introduce yourself to the fans.
My name is Khalid Twaiti. I go by Sheikh Khalid Twaiti. And, I've been competing since the age of 9. I've competed top amateur fighters such as Christopher Colbert, Edgar Berlanga. I'm currently 11-0 as a pro fighter. And we're climbing the ranks. And God willing, by next year, we will be fighting real contenders.
How long do you think it'll take you before you get to that championship status, man?
I would say I'm looking forward to being world champion in a year to two, in between a year to 2 years.
You don't think that's a little bit too fast or too quick, or you think that's just about the right time for you?
I feel like it's the right time, as long as I continue to get fights that are allowing me to grow as a fighter. I feel like I have the experience. I've been around the game for a long time, and it's just time to show the world. I really haven't showed anything of myself yet, and I have a lot to show, and I feel like me as a fighter, just knowing myself as a fighter, I have so much more potential to grow, whereas a lot of fighters, they're at their peak or pinnacle of as far as their skills and their growth level, but I feel like me, I'm the type of fighter where I just continue to learn and grow as I keep going. So I'm only going to show more. I have a lot to show. I have a lot to prove as well. And you guys will see that in due time.
Would love to get your thoughts on some of the quote-unquote YouTube boxing.
Yeah.
It kind of gets a bad representation or a bad stigma attached to it. You're obviously really close with a few guys like
Yeah.
that. So just what's your thoughts on it overall, man?
I'm happy to be working with two of the top guys in the YouTube boxing world, Slim Albaher and Adam Saleh. Those guys are out there doing their thing, they shining. And my take on that, honestly, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that at all. If these guys weren't labeled YouTubers or whatever the case may be, people wouldn't probably be shitting on them as much. But they out there, they're training their asses off, they're working hard daily, and there's nothing wrong with that. If it was a regular teacher that decided to box, people wouldn't be like, yo, that's a teacher boxing. They just wouldn't even, they'll just be like, that's a person boxing. So I feel like it's the same thing. As long as you're respecting the sport, putting in the work, and trying your best, there's nothing wrong with coming with another platform and adding on to the game of boxing. Bringing new fans,
In your view, do you think that Adam Salah should have gotten the win against Landon McBroom, man, instead of the draw?
It was definitely a great fight. It was a close fight as well, for sure. But I feel like definitely if it was falling over to a side, it was definitely Adam's side, 100%. He was a smaller guy. He was not getting touched. I felt like he didn't get touched literally at all for the first 3 rounds. He might have got caught with a couple of punches in the last round, which I thought he lost in the last round. But the first 3, he didn't get touched at all. And I felt like he was dictating the fight.
Were you surprised that Austin McBroom got knocked out, man?
I was not surprised. I actually thought that Gib was going to stop him. I was one of the ones that was looked at like, yo, you're crazy for thinking Gib is going to win. I feel like Austin McBroom is a skillful fighter. He has the skills. As far as like in the YouTube boxing world, his skills are really, they excel a lot. But I don't think he would have that experience or that knowledge of knowing what to do in certain positions, with real pressure on you. And Gib is the type of dude where he's going to put real pressure on you. So I knew that those skills weren't sufficient enough to get him through the entire fight or to even avoid getting knocked out. When he was hurt, he was fighting still off of emotions. He was just trying to get his punches back in. That's not what we do as real professional boxers, you know what I'm saying? So I knew that Gib had a big edge on him with solid pressure, and he's a strong fighter. But aside from that, Slim is coming for all of those guys. He's gonna tear them up, and he's on another level, and he's gonna show out, and he's gonna show the world that he's on another level, surpassing Gib, surpassing Austin McBroom, surpassing most of these dudes.
Surpassing Jake Paul as well?
So the only reason why I say no is because there's a huge size difference, But if it wasn't for the size difference, I think Slim would definitely be, on the upper edge.
How would you see a possible fight between Jake Paul and KSI playing out, man?
Jake Paul and KSI. I think that would be a great fight, honestly. I don't want to, I feel like Jake Paul is more of the skillful fighter. KSI is a tough dude, and his right hand is lethal. but as we see, Jake Paul has a lethal right hand as well. So I would probably fall over more to Jake Paul's side for sure. Shout out to KSI though.
Were you impressed by Deji's recent performance, man?
Deji did his thing. He improved a lot. You know, he definitely did improve a lot. He showcased his talent, you know, and he has a lot more. I feel like he's one of those fighters where he can continue to improve. So a lot of people got to look out for Deji.
You know, there are rumors, could be true, that Deji is going to fight Floyd Mayweather. How would you see that fight playing out? You think it's just going to be a little bit too much for Deji? Or
That's a beautiful fight. Shout out to Deji for getting that fight, man. But that's comedy, bro. Floyd is gonna. It's gonna be hilarious. Just tune into that. I'm excited to tune into that too. It's gonna be a show to watch.
if you could give Deji some advice actually going into that fight, what would you tell him to do?
Deji, I would tell you, once you get hit one time, just lay down, bro. Nah, but all jokes aside, give it your all. There's no real advice that I can give you because I don't think there's 0% chance that he's gonna win, honestly. Not to kill that fight or, you know, or you know, just make it less of a fight or anything like that. But there's no advice I could give Deji.
Gotcha. And I know you have a fight coming up on October 28th.
Yeah.
Do you know who your opponent is as of yet or not?
October 28th, literally the entire card just got canceled. It should be postponed to November, and I don't have any opponent as of yet.
Gotcha. And just the last thing, if you could just tell the fans all at home where to follow you on all your social media platforms, that'll be
You
great.
can follow me at Khalid Twaiti, Khalid Twaiti on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, everything.
Gotcha.
Catch me. I fight for you guys. I love yous. I do it for the people that can't.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.